For high volumes on all national routes this week, thousands of holidaymakers are returning home from the coast or inland resorts. Now, in Limpopo, the traffic flow on all the major routes picked up steadily, peaking in the early afternoon. The traffic count at the Kranskop toll gate was 1,800 vehicles per hour travelling south and 600 travelling north. The traffic department has deployed financial and human resources and increased visibility by stationing traffic officials at every 20 kilometres during peak periods. More than 300 people were arrested for drunken driving during the festive season. High traffic volumes can also be expected on the N1 from the Western Cape and the N3 from KwaZulu-Natal heading inland. Well, Road Traffic Management Corporation spokesperson Simon Zwane joins us on the line now. Good afternoon, Simon. Always a pleasure speaking to you on the SABC News Desk.
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you for inviting us.
Simon, what are traffic volumes looking like as we start to wind down the holiday season?
Yeah, it looks like travelers made their trips early. We are now sitting at around between 1,500 and 1,800 vehicles leaving KwaZulu-Natal, Limpopo. It's also busy on the N1 from the Free State and also from Mpumalanga. Those routes are starting to be busy. We're expecting that that the traffic will reach Gauteng now in the afternoon. Between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, they should be getting into Gauteng.
All right, so we are expecting traffic to peak when those KZN and Limpopo visitors start to arrive back home this afternoon. Are there enough of traffic officials, adequate numbers on the ground to cope with this peak traffic, Simon, today?
Yeah, on those routes, on the basic routes, we have deployed adequate numbers of traffic officers. Excuse me. At every 30 kilometers, we want them to patrol the routes and ensure that we can identify moving violations, deal with those that are driving under the influence of alcohol and speeding, but also to assist those who may get into distress situation.
Simon, how visible are traffic police along our major routes today? When it comes to frequency of roadblocks, etc.?
Visibility is part of the plan, because we know when people see the blue lights and traffic officers, they modify their behaviour. So we have said we must patrol and be more visible to discourage those who may be tempted to break the rules of the road.
All right, you're saying higher visibility works as a stronger deterrent. Now, we saw the mid-month death toll really spiral. That was mid-December. About 82% of these 800 or so deaths back then were attributed to human error. What are some of the factors driving these fatalities, would you say, Simon? Is it drunken driving, speeding? What is it?
Yeah, it's reckless driving, inconsiderate driving. Because if you consider that there were three main factors that we could identify. Collision with pedestrians was high, and then you had head-on collisions. That suggests that people were overtaking when it was not safe to do so and colliding head-on with other vehicles. And then there were vehicles that were overturning, either because of a tire burst. Sometimes we couldn't find the real reason why that vehicle overturned. So those are the three factors that led to the high numbers of people dying on the road.
All right. Like you mentioned, a large proportion of these deaths were pedestrians, and it looks to be a perennial problem, Simon. Why is this so? Is it just a lack of awareness or blatant disregard for the law?
No, it's more complicated than that.
Tell us.
It also involves how and where we situate human settlements, especially for the poor. You find these shack settlements that are cropping up closer to busy roads nationally. and that poses a very big problem. And Gauteng would know on the N12 the number of shared settlements, and there's a high number of pedestrian deaths on that stretch of road. But also on the N3 in KwaZulu-Natal, you find that happening on the N2 around Watukuza and all of the settlements, and that is posing a big problem. I think as a country, we need to rethink our urban planning to ensure that we plan settlements in a way that doesn't expose people to dangers of the road.
Simon, we can have the very best law enforcement, high police visibility like you've mentioned, but if drivers' attitudes and road behaviour, that's also crucial, isn't it? When it comes to road courtesy, patience, what are your impressions of motorists' attitudes thus far this holiday season?
Yeah, you see, we have a limited number of traffic officers. Even if we had enough, we can't police every street or in every vehicle. 11 million vehicles, we can't be in every vehicle. So we then depend on drivers taking responsibility for their own lives, the lives of the people that they are carrying in their vehicles, but also for the lives of the pedestrians. Eventually, if we all took responsibility and treated each other with respect on the roads, we will see a change. And at the moment, there are people who simply don't respect others. They do as they please. The attitude is that they are untouchable, or catch me if you can kind of attitude.
Simon Zwane, RTMC spokesperson, joining us on the line there. He's telling us that 1,500 to 1,800 vehicles are leaving KZN and Limpopo provinces today. These are holiday makers on their way home, of course. And now he is encouraging that motorists take more personal responsibility and really start to work on this inherent lack of interpersonal respect we're seeing among road users. Let's move on to some other